What is up, fellow world enjoyers? If you like new Counter-Strike 2 maps, you should be checking out this greybox competition that just wrapped up from the community over in Map Inc. Today, we're going to be going through some of my favorite maps from over 90 entries. You can check out the full list in the description below. I'll be breaking down some of the layouts, gameplay ideas, and creative design choices that made them stand out to me. Let's get right into it. Starting off, let's check out Adeon by Air J. Adeon is a 3-lane design, with B having a single choke and the A site having a split among the upper bridge and lower main. Middle has a direct route to B, as well as a split into A heaven or CT. One of the fun aspects of this map is the outdoor A site design. Scaling over and under the bridge as a T has rewarding engagements. Long-range rifle fights, as well as some mix-up of gameplay closer underneath, allows this site to really breathe and have some interesting fights. Flipping to the other side of the map, B site hosts a single choke point for the Ts, with the CT positions feeling comfortable to hold from multiple angles. Retaking offers many options for CT rotates, as well as T power positions in the post plant. Jumping to a quick look at middle, we find the simple connector to B. On the other end, we find the ladder room to split A heaven or CT. Overall, Adeon's simple design and enjoyable bomb sites made this map stand out to me. The ability to read the minimap and pick up on each timing made both the sides enjoyable to play. Grab your boots, we're getting muddy on Shell by Shady. Right away, this map just feels at home in the Counter-Strike realm. Maneuvering around this map feels effortless in pushing T spawn or crossing in any of the middle. Both bomb sites strike a nice balance between CT cover and heavy T main work. Shell is a 3-lane map with 2 single chokes for both sites, as well as a simple middle split for each site. A site's theme is built around this really cool repair dock. The large central crate has some fun usage spots to play off angles or manipulate a smoke. The sloped bomb site creates some interesting angles to fight directly into this upper portion. This site has a few decent power positions that make the site feel rewarding to clear and hold. Over on B, Ts are given a really strong double peak, letting them clear a decent length. One cool thing is that Ts have to enter this first main to see the bomb site or their plant. CTs can use multiple sets of cover to change up their main hold on both the T angles. The site itself inside the crate lets you hunker down from any of the raining flashes and use some other niche CS weapons. Moving over to middle, it is pretty straightforward to understand. From right here, you can see the A split and the B split, as well as the T main for the CTs to hold. Overall, Shell delivers some really tactical gameplay. I mostly enjoyed T side as the rifle fights were fun on both the mains. CT side utility usage deeper into the rounds were crucial to get some wins. Don't hesitate to check this one out. Moving on to our next map, Bullet by Kochi and Company. First of all, the atmosphere of this map is off the charts. You truly feel the city theme at work. Plus, I enjoyed this T-spawn rollout like way too much. When I think gray boxes, this is the quality that has that wow factor. Moving on to gameplay, Bullet's layout is similar to what you would find in a 3-lane. Mid gives Ts a lot of flexibility early in the round. You can quickly split toward A with a simple smoke, or work this B short route to pressure middle as a secondary option to further split A site. Middle being easy to parse for both sides makes the dynamic to be felt throughout the round. Now as we focus on A, it reminds me a bit of Ancient's approach. Working your way through the main creates some fun rifle duels and plenty of opportunities for both sides to fight over the ramp space. Once you're on site, the under the bridge layout really shines, the safe plant being hidden from heaven but exposed to both the A cons. The flow of this site feels intuitive in both scaling and retaking. Moving over to the B side of the map, B has the Ts descending into sight. Centered around a single choke that branches near the bottom of the ramp, CTs can utilize each of these paths to defend the approach. Site itself is easy to understand, a lovely car cover with a big truck. Plus, this site has a CT heaven position that is framed in a really clever way, giving defenders a strong angle while still leaving attackers room to work with utility after they've pressed the bottom choke. As we wrap up Bullet, this was one of my favorite maps from the competition. The theme immediately grabbed my attention, but it was the gameplay that kept me coming back. If you have a chance to check this one out, I definitely recommend giving it a play. If you like these sorts of videos, here's a reminder to like and subscribe. The road to 5K starts now. Hey folks, Big Castle is back, and that is Marlite by Kuru. I've played a few different iterations of this map, and it has been awesome to see it finally coming together in its finished form. Marlite is another 3-lane map with a single choke on B and a T-split on A side. Middle offers an easy split between upper B and middle of A. Starting over on B, the opening long-range duel is one of my favorite parts of the map. The single choke gives T's enough room to split through the middle as their secondary option, while CTs can use his heaven position to keep an eye on the mid split. Once you're on site, the heaven fight between sites feels fair in retakes, with this cover being one of the main power positions in the post plant, as well as holding the site. Over at A, T's have a couple of different ways to attack. Main creates some great cross-map rifle duels towards CT, while the cliff route lets attackers work their way onto site from a completely different angle. Both rushing and taking the time to execute feels natural on the site. Plus, as a utility nerd, different sets that change how you play this site offers all this replayability. The final form of middle is at its best, with the simple A connector offering some interesting angles to A, as well as the secondary T option to split upper B or CT. It's easy to parse and understand each connector's impact. I've enjoyed each iteration of this map, so please, Marlite deserves a download. Big Castle needs you. Moving on to our next map, Hydro by Inercy. This map has some familiar vibes to Nuke. The massive outside area creates an early battle for map control. From there, T's can scale into event drop or pressure the A main. Much like Nuke, the map has this ramp section that leads down to the B site. Countering the outside space is the interior route, giving T's multiple ways to split the defense. Whether it's ramp, outside, or this A short path, the layout does a great job of keeping the CTs guessing. One feature I really like is the rotate system. This doorway on A becomes a critical connector once the early round settles down, letting both teams quickly shift resources throughout the map. Heading onto A, the site has some really solid CT positions. You are able to fend off both the main and the connectors from up top this perch. Site itself is easy enough for T's to find a safe plant and have effective post plants. B site slowly took the crown for my favorite part of the map. The underground water reservoir gives it a really eerie atmosphere that immediately sells the idea that you're deep below the facility. The layout itself is fairly simple since getting down here takes some commitment. But once the bomb goes down, the variety of retake paths are now in favor of the CTs. By connecting this map to Nuke, it helped me find some creative plays to utilize on both sides. The outside and inside early duels at the start of the rounds are genuinely fun. This map makes you think quite a bit as you approach it as T, and makes the CTs pry for information. If you like Nuke or any of its counterparts, definitely give this one a look out. Wave your flag. We are in Belgium with Flanders by JUMPSCARE. If you're into creative layouts, you'll need to be checking this one out. Right away, the greybox quality stands out, and even at this stage, it already has a really strong identity. Taking a look at the minimap, Flanders is a 3-lane map with some cool concepts integrated. A side offers a long and a short, while B has a single choke that leads under a bridge and splits early into a heaven position. Middle offers direct routes to both sites and a few CT power positions to clear. Gameplay wise, B site was the biggest surprise for me. The over-under design creates some really unique fights as T's work to start splitting the site. From the CT perspective, the upper level is framed in such a creative way, with a couple fun movement options, and jumps lets the CTs gain that height advantage. A site keeps that same momentum going. The angles are clean, giving CTs solid positions to anchor from, like this window. T's have their long and short options to take early, so CT aggression is rewarded for taking this outer space. Good utility can completely change how the execute unfolds, and every retake can feel a little bit different. Mid is kept simple, but it does exactly what it needs to do. It opens up a split toward A while also giving T's access to the upper B route. It's a rewarding space for both teams to fight over, as it's the quickest rotate between the two sites. One thing I especially appreciated was the CT retake routes from spawn. Instead of feeling locked into one predictable path, we have two options for both sites to safely approach the chokes. As we wrap it up on Flanders, there was not a map that I didn't jump the opportunity to go and play faster than this one. I really enjoyed the B section and just overall the site designs. Moving over to another European country, we have Sweden by Alpha Owl. One of my favorites to play in the whole competition. Every route on this map feels like it has a purpose, especially this outer B portion that allows different ways for the rounds to develop. Peeking at the minimap, Sweden isn't your typical map. Ts have to work to gain access to both their mains, but have options to split the CT's attention from a few main focal points. Starting over on the A side, the opening battle gives Ts the option to split between the large boat and the A main. At the same time, aggressive CTs can push into this drop position to cut off both the A and B main approaches. Once you're on A, the gameplay shifts into much tighter quarters. However, the main cross is a long-range fight. CTs can use this distance to retake from their spawn or use this van jump. The boat ramp also lets the Ts peek into CT's main retake route. The site itself has some really fun dynamics, as retakes from the T mains can completely change how the Ts work their post plants. Shifting over to the B side, this is where the rounds can play out completely differently. The opening duel around the main feels rewarding for both teams. CTs can deny early map control, while Ts can use this space to either commit onto B or wrap all the way around the map for a late A hit. Onto the B site. It's once again a place where smaller arms can prevail. With a few pieces of cover for safe plants and a counter for a fast CT heaven rotation, the site itself feels digestible. Planting usually caters to Ts sticking in this hallway parallel to site. Overall, Sweden is just a blast to play. Whether you like taking early fights, lurking around the map, or coordinating some heavy utility executes, there is something here for every single playstyle. Rounding out our list is Ultra by Cartham. I'm usually not a fan of the hostage mode, but this is a map I enjoyed playing. The whole layout feels like a defend the castle scenario, with Ts holding down a compact office building and CTs trying to rescue the hostage. CTs have several ways of breaking into the building. They can pressure the lower level, fight through the upper atrium, or push straight across the main floor. The action kicks off almost immediately on the main level, while the lower and upper route offers a slower, more methodical approach. The upper atrium becomes one of the most important areas of the map, overlooking much of the main floor and giving Ts a strong position to defend from. Thankfully, CTs have a few ways to challenge that control, whether it's a well-timed buddy boost or wrapping around the outside to pressure the high ground. The CT spawn is dynamic. The bomb truck allows CTs to hold off the T aggression, as well as use the truck to peer into the building. Once the hostage is secured, the truck offers a natural checkpoint where Ts can try to cut off the escape, leading into some tense late round moments as CTs fight to escort the hostage. For a hostage map, this one does a great job of keeping the pace high while giving both teams plenty of tactical options. Downright just some good old fun. Before we wrap up this video, here are some other interesting maps that I didn't have the time to play. Let me know in the comments if this is something you'd like to see more of. Thanks for watching. If you like Counter-Strike 2 mapping, be sure to check out these Discords. Links for all the maps and invites in the description below.